Morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Dalton. This is Armson Farms, the Footlong Farming YouTube channel. Today, potentially be the last day chopping corn. It would have to be a really, really good day. But there's possibility that we'll be done chopping corn today. Had a pretty good day yesterday. Yesterday we chopped this field out back of the parlor. It's like 74 acres, I think. And we got another big field opened up. So what we have left is that big field. And then we probably got 30 acres up above Dave's that we weren't able to get to last week. Well, we got 60 of the 90. So there's 30 more acres up there. And then we ended up getting over an inch of rain this weekend, which we needed. And I was still able to haul with a semi yesterday. So it shows you how dry it is. You're able to go right in the day after an inch of rain and just drive with a semi. You gotta be pretty dry to do that, but clean barn as usual. And then we'll go get after that. Follow along, should be good. Kinda. Yeah, it'll be bittersweet when corn's over. I love chopping corn. I love fall. And once corn's over, you're kind of like, okay, we'll settle into manure until like April. But it also means we'll be home at a decent time every night. And that'll be nice. The kids they're ready to have me home to fart around with them. We carved pumpkins last night, which was good. Didn't get started until 7 o'clock just because we were here chopping. So yeah, get that done and we should be good. Follow along, should be a good day. Heifer there is carrying an embryo. Probably better get her in soon. We've had a lot of our embryo heifers calve last week or two. Mikins out of Thorsons. So should be good numbers. Aren't going to be anything really to look at. The heifer that we flushed, the Thorson heifer, calved as well. When we flushed her, she came into a natural heat. We got her bred right at the same time as we put the embryos in. If I get time, I'll show her to you guys. She's just a milk cow. Like Jack told me, don't get your hopes up on these Thorsons looking like $1 million. But get your hopes up on them milking like $1 million. So cross our fingers there because we're gonna have a whole lot of animals out of that Thorson heifer of ours. Big moving heifer. My mother-in-law's got real bad arthritis. Big old cow. So, yeah, if I get time, I'll show you that Thorson. Well, the cows went to the parlor before I was able to show her to you, so maybe depending on what time we get done tonight, I'll swing up and catch her then. As you can see, the triticale is nice and green down in the flat there. They're chopping away. I'm gonna run that moss trailer again here today. That pad's getting fuller. Definitely getting fuller. We'll give you guys an update at the end of the day on how that looks too. Cloudy, overcast, but we're not supposed to get any rain for a while now, so cross our fingers, hope we can finish the week out here. Wash off the brunts here. Just a reminder, if anyone is interested in any brunt workwear stuff, I do have a promo code, Footlong10. I think you get $10 off your first order. So really high quality stuff. I'm not just saying that, I wear them every day. Been talking with them. We might get some more stuff here to show you guys, but really love their pants. They got pants, shirts, hats, boots, sunglasses. Like, they got all kinds of workwear stuff, but these logger boots have lasted. And it's been a year, and you see what I put them through, and leather's not cracked. Heel's not even starting to wear out. I used to wear my Red Wings by the time you got to a year, the leather was about shot. That's what I like about them. I've tried their Marin boots. I really like those. I got these boots, and working on getting a pair of like a hiking boot type of thing, because in the summertime I do wear shorts a lot. You do look a little goofy with loggers and shorts, so I'm thinking I'm gonna get a pair of those for Christmas maybe. So we'll show them to you guys. But yeah, foot long 10. I know that's a little confusing because a foot is 12, but I believe the reason it's foot long 10 is because you get $10 off. So go to Workwear.com and get yourself something nice for Christmas. Something there, turn that there. Yeehaw. Time to get after it. I had a 50-50 shot of pulling in the right driveway. I picked the wrong one, so I'm gonna have to go up top. This truck doesn't have a radio in it. Usually I'm not hauling feed, but as you can see, we did get a killer frost last week, so the corn is dying fast. And this is definitely some of our worst corn. It's right down in, we call this the hollow. So the flats here, super heavy ground, wet, you know, it sucks up a lot of manure to make this stuff really grow. Also, we had triticale on it this spring, and because it was so wet, we were unable to get manure on after we plowed it, or before we plowed it in. So it grew a crop already this year, so it's definitely lacking some food here. But because the glass is always half full here, that just means it'll take less time to chop, I guess. That's not how you gotta farm, but glass always half full. So I'll make my way up top, find the chopper, and get to work on this big mother. Tape while while eating lunch. Good times. And I'm in the wrong gear. Notice this is double planted. There was like 4 or 5 acres down here. The planter had an issue. Wasn't working right, so Grandpa replanted it because he was concerned about the population. I believe it was the drive tire. Something went wrong with the drive tire or something like that. So these few passes here are double planted. Makes for, you know, a whole lot of corn stalks and little baby ears. I believe it was the drive tire. Went flat or had mud caked on it or something like that. Hey, 3:30, we are headed to the last field. Yeehaw. All right, back here up above Dave's. We got, maybe a round of trucks over there. And then up on top of the hill, this goes back down over the hill quite a ways. So there's probably still 25 acres or so, maybe 35 acres. It's hard to tell based off the shape because the rows, it goes down a long ways, but the rows do get about half as long. You can see where that tree is. You know, there's a hedgerow there. So it's kind of an L shape that's left. Ballpark 25, 30 acres, something like that. So, once the chopper gets here, we'll get fired away. I shut the truck off, let her take a little break. She's earned it. There, it's a lot better corn. Moisture's better, yield's better, bigger ears. That's good stuff up here. Back down off the mountain. Heavy. It's amazing how much heavier this stuff is than the last load. The loads we were getting off of the last field. There was a deer killed down here this past weekend. Wasn't any of us though. There was a youth hunter Jack took out, got a real nice buck. So that was good. Very good. It's always fun. That's how you get youths into hunting. You let them shoot a really good buck and then they're hooked. Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get it tonight, so we'll continue this video on tomorrow. I'll show you guys some pretty New York colors here. A lot of the leaves are falling, and all those dead ash trees kind of take away from the beauty, but I do love the orange and the yellows. We're gonna get to about where I said that line is, where the short rows start. Came up this way quite a bit further than I thought. Like there was more ground here than I expected, but more ground left here than I expected. But not a bad problem. Just got another truck up in there, so we can hang tight here for a sec. All right, it is the next morning. Had a really strong frost this morning. We're up to 36 degrees now, but yeah, it was below 30 this morning. It felt like winter, even though it wasn't. It's just the fall morning, but coming off the summer we've had, you know, that first real cold. See if the old eagle wants to fire right up. She's usually a good starting old girl. Pile's looking good. We will still have some room, which is just, that's a very, very nice change from what we're used to. Yeah. Talked to Bob. I'm actually going to take truck 7. We've only got a few loads left up there, and it's on like a real hillside, so got a little extra feed storage in the cab here. It's on a pretty good hillside with some ruts and stuff, so we'll just play it safe and run a 10-wheeler. Got the essentials. Oh, perfect. Got a load maybe there and another load here. It should be done. The semi probably would have been all right, but that corner we just made behind us there, that's a real steep sloping deal. I just, for what little bit we had left up here, makes sense, just take the 10-wheelers. Got a little, 2-acre finger over here we ripping off quick. Debating on leaving it for a food plot for the deer, but boy, the corn's way too good for that. And he said, well, might as well pick it up. We get 2.5, 3 loads of corn off of this little 2-acre finger. We almost forgot about the field right by the farm that we look at every day. Only 6, 7 acres, we'll rip it off quick. She is born 2025. All wrapped up. All right, we're covering away. We got 180 by 200 on. Actually, we put 280 by 200s on. We've got one more to go. I don't think it's going to be quite enough. We did have 2 shorter rolls, but they sent us the wrong stuff. They sent us rolls of oxygen barrier and not plastic, so may have to run and get a roll to help finish here, but yep, it's that time of year. There is a little gap back there, straight up and down. I don't know if we'll have a piece for that or not. It's already pretty spoiled on top, but we'll see what happens. I'm just waiting. After he backs off here, I can pack his tracks and we're gonna unroll the next sheet. All right, well, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon now. She's under plastic. We used every tire we had on the farm. We ordered a bunch, but they won't be here till December, so kind of a bummer there, but we got her secured down pretty well. Also went around the edge and lined the bottom with stone. That'll help hold everything in place and seal it off pretty good as well. Then when it's time to feed it, just take the skid loader and bite it out into the driveway. At least that's our plan, but that feels really, really, really good to have this bunk project finally done, connected right to the lagoon. Got a drain here that pipes into the manure there, and then everything from this seam drains that way and just into the pit. So, whew, my back hurts, I'll be honest. That was a long day, but corn is in the books. I'm hoping we get out of here in a half hour, so we'll call it a day. Tomorrow, gotta wash the moss trailer. It's on the other side of that. Take that back to Hainsworth's, and then we'll probably clip onto the old rig there and start moving manure. Grandpa's got the excavator. There's a little pile of stone and concrete, the extra concrete the concrete trucks had when they rinsed right there, so he's gonna clean that up. We brought down a bunch of pallets too. Pallets actually work pretty good. You just got to be careful, make sure they don't have nails sticking out of them before you use them, but as long as they're good tight pallets, the wind hits the board and it actually helps divert it. It does pretty well. So yeah, I'm tired, like I said, back hurts, but we're gonna go ahead and call her a day here. Man, this is nice. I really like this. Really like this. We did talk potentially when we clean the sand out of the pit, maybe stacking 10 loads or something on this slope, letting it kind of drain out and let the rain wash it. Maybe use it for heifers and dry cows to rebed. Maybe, we'll see. I don't really know. Like I said, that slopes that way, so it wouldn't come towards the feed. Something to think about. I don't know. We'll see. But, whew. Big hell yeah. With that, we're going to end today's video. I promise to have a little more energy in future videos. This one, like I said, just been a long... I've been chopping corn for 40 days. Granted, those first week and a half, we were just chopping a couple loads a day to feed the heifers and to get started and to start mixing that in. And there was a few 3 or 4 day stretches where we would hold off to let the corn dry down. But, we started September 1st. And it's the middle of October, so it's been a long stretch. So we're kind of worn out from that. Also, I got a son at home who's sick. My 1-year-old is sick. So I haven't really slept in like 3 days. So I'm a little just exhausted. So I apologize, I lack my usual energy and just overall stupid humor. But I promise to have more of that in the future. Hope you guys still enjoyed the video. Corn harvest is in the books. Everything is drilled that needs to be drilled on the manure. So we will see you guys in the next one. Rock on.